is blood money?
Money, life, the definition behind what I stand for.
Blood money, sipping your homie, and drinking your homie.
Block J Hood said that King Von and Troy backdoored blood money. You believe that?
Nah, I don't believe that.
Why do you think people was hating on blood money?
Man, look, see, I'm gonna keep it straight funky. That shit was straight back though. You don't gotta believe it, you can hear whatever. Oh, these people saw this, I don't give a what y'all heard. I ain't out here seeing talking on like these niggas do, bro. Folks them killed T-Roy and Von killed that nigga.
I told y'all that shit that's be said about, you know, blood money and how that happened. I told y'all I don't believe it. I don't think that's true, folks. But it was people like Quano, folk, who did believe it was some truth to it, folk, who did believe that they had something to do with that. And the only excuse that he gave me, folk, to why he, the reason he told me why he believed that, folk, is because he said it should never been said, folk. And I'm like, damn, what you mean? He like, folk, look, bro, if we the guys, or even slightly the guys, folk, if I die and your name come up on BD, you did it, folk.
I know you lost a cousin not long ago, blood money. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you, and it's gonna be alright. Just gotta keep moving forward. Do better.
How'd you react when that happened?
I don't know. It was crazy. It's my cousin.
Alright y'all, now this is the story of Blood Money, someone who was well on their way when it comes to the drill culture and the music industry, and not just a close affiliate of Chicago's own Chief Keef, but they were literally blood cousins. Now although Mario Hess, aka Blood Money, was a little older, he was more like the muscle of GBE, aka Glory Boys Entertainment, but was also starting to get his feet wet with his rap career. He would do interviews, make songs, and as soon as he just started buzzing, his career would come to a tragic end on April 9, 2014, as he was shot and unalived in Chicago. Now many believe he was backdoored, but the infamous question becomes, by who? Now there's been many accusations and fingers pointing at certain people, but the most infamous suspects that was rumored to have had a hand in his demise have to be King Von and T-Roy. It's never been 100% confirmed, nor have there been any proof, but their names seem to come up every time Blood Money's demise was mentioned. However, Chief Keef had been in contact with both T-Roy and King Von after Blood Money's death, and I doubt that he would still be intertwined with these individuals if he felt or knew that they had something to do with the unaliving of his blood cousin. Now, O-Block affiliates such as J Hood will go on an interview with Futures TV and beg to differ. Now, it may be a mystery concerning his demise, and to this day nobody have been caught for it in typical Chicago fashion. But we're going to get into the final moments of Blood Money and get an idea of what may have led to his death, who was involved, and who Blood Money actually was. So before we get into it, shout out to Dose of Mystery. I'll leave a link to the original video pinned in the comments, but make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
He just signed a record contract, and now local rap star is gunned down in Englewood.
The singer known as Blood Money was one of 9 people shot during a night across the city.
This morning, police are still looking for the suspect who opened fire on Mario Hess, also known in the hip-hop community as Blood Money. Relatives say Mario Hess was standing outside of his aunt's home on the 5600 block of South Elizabeth when a man approached and opened fire, hitting Hess at least 10 times.
Now this is him, a 30-year-old father of 5. He was shot in the chest last night outside of his family's Englewood home. With him was his 28-year-old cousin, Darnell Patton. He was shot in the abdomen and underwent surgery. Hess was there visiting his family. Friends and family say he just returned from Los Angeles, where he signed a contract with Interscope Records.
And that was the crazy part, right? He had literally just signed the deal. He was only going back to Chicago, allegedly, from what we hearing, just to, I don't know, I guess get some things or just visit the hood, whatever he went back for. But he had just signed the contract. His life changed. I guess he was moving out to California, but before all that could happen, he ended up losing his life.
He made it. He made it, and they was mad. He had a lot of people just jealous of him, and it's sad, you know? No, he came from nothing to that. Look at him. He didn't deserve that, though, at all.
March 2014 was a milestone month in the life of Chicago native Mario Hess, also known as Chief Keef's older cousin and enforcer, Big Glow, also known as Blood Money.
Well, you know, when it comes to this rap game, I'm an enforcer, period. But yeah, I'm Chief Keef enforcer. Yeah, I am.
Brought up in the gang culture of Chicago without a father and mother, he was raised in a lifestyle of vice crime, money, and guns.
I ain't come up like everybody else came up. I ain't come up with a mother and father like everybody else came. I came up with the streets, guns and money.
This affected his days as a youth in an enormous way. While children were pursuing an education to achieve their dreams, Blood Money was spending most of his adolescent years behind bars for various criminal activities.
What I did when I was 11, it caught up. I'd rather not speak on it. It was something, it was bogus, but you know. But I got caught with, I was fighting that case up until like I was like 14, then I went to jail. The judge sentenced me to originally 4 months. I ain't come home for like 46 months.
But in late March 2014, all that was about to change for the better. Or at least, so it seemed. In an attempt to divert from the lifestyle he once lived, he instead decided to pursue a less dangerous path in the music industry. His efforts proved fruitful under his cousin Chief Keef's label.
And I'm the first artist signed to Glory Boy, Glow Gang, Glory Boys ENT.
Blood.
Now, for y'all that don't know, he definitely played a huge role in the whole GBE, Glory Boys, all that logo you see with the clothing. Come to find out, they're saying that was supposed to be his face. Like, he came up with the logo, right? And fast forward to today, we see that clothing brand, whether you wear it or whatever you think people not wearing it, at the end of the day, that clothing line is doing very successful.
Money, with the cosign of his cousin Chief Keef, was flown out and granted studio time by industry conglomerate Interscope Records to gauge his talent and potential to be an artist that will be an asset to their growing roster. Blood Money didn't disappoint. Within a total of 48 hours, across different intervals, he recorded his entire album of 27 songs. Seeing his talent and work ethic, executive Larry Jackson didn't hesitate to sign him as a new artist to Interscope Records for a 6-album contract.
I'm signed to a 6-album deal with Interscope, man. I had to throw this out there, man. I feel like I caught a lick with this one. I'm signed to a 6-album deal with Interscope, man. I don't know nobody signed to that many albums, but I'm signed to a 6-album deal with the hottest label out right now, man.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if he really understood the business at the time. And you gotta remember, this is all pre what you see now. Whereas a lot of artists understand the deals aren't good, so they're opting to be independent. However, this is every bit of what, 2014, 13? And these guys were just trying to get out the hood anyway. But 6 albums, right? 6 whole albums is crazy. But to each his own, you know, at the end of the day, if it changed his life or was going to better himself and his family and gave him a little more money than he had before to change the circumstance, then who are we to judge?
Blood Money made it through the struggle, the hardships, the attempts on his life, the shootouts with rivals, doing time behind bars. He survived it all and made it to the point of success doing something he loved since the age of 11, and that didn't bring the danger behind it. What Blood Money was unaware of was that persons were already plotting on his life, so he wouldn't see any of the success he just achieved. Approximately 2 weeks later, Blood Money was back from his time in Los Angeles, where he signed his label deal. The intention was to double down and enjoy making a living off music, but his rivals had other plans. On April 9th, 2014, the city of Chicago would be shaken to its core by the tragedy that was about to strike. As nighttime approached, Blood Money was having a good time near the area where he grew up at 52nd and Elizabeth Street. He was back visiting family and friends who probably at that moment were just as joyous as he was over the signing of his new record deal. The night lingered on, and 9 p.m. came around. Word travels fast, and being back in his home neighborhood where he had many rivals preying upon his life, some made use of the opportunity placed before them. While Blood Money was having a grand time, it only took that one moment where his defenses were let down for him to lose his life. At around 9:30 p.m., outside his aunt's home, on the 5600 block of South Elizabeth Street, a man approached and opened fire in the direction of Blood Money. He was struck approximately 10 times with one of the bullets piercing his chest.
Around 9:30 last night, relatives say Mario Hess was standing outside of his aunt's home on the 5600 block of South Elizabeth when a man approached and opened fire, hitting Hess at least 10 times.
Officers arrived to find Blood Money lying on the sidewalk. His cousin, 28-year-old Darnell Patton, was also injured in the attack, sustaining a bullet wound to his abdomen. Both men were rushed to John H. Stroger Jr. Hospital of Cook County in critical condition. Daryl Patton underwent surgery overnight and survived and was luckily stabilized. Unfortunately, Mario Hess, aka Blood Money, wasn't so fortunate. The wound to his chest was too much for doctors to repair, and he succumbed to his injuries.
Yo, you know what's crazy? And we not wishing jail or death for anybody. Y'all know that. But just his luck, right? You got the cousin who, you know, is just a cousin. But then you got him who just signed the deal, could possibly change not only his life, but his family life, and just make things better for his bloodline. And he's the one that actually succumbed to his injuries, right? Out of both of them. And it's always usually like that. You got somebody who got a lot of things going for themselves, and they both get into situations to where the one that got things going and is successful, those are the ones that end up passing away. Whereas the other one actually survives and it just is what it is.
Now, this is him, a 30-year-old father of 5. He was fatally shot in the chest last night outside of his family's Englewood home. With him was his 28-year-old cousin, Darnell Patton. He was shot in the abdomen and underwent surgery overnight. He is in stable condition here at Stroger.
By the time the news of Blood Money's passing spread through the community to his loved ones, many family members spoke out publicly against his passing, stating that it was due to jealousy from persons envious of his rise to fame and lucrative label deal.
Now, maybe that played a part, right? But a lot of people, because I see a lot of people say, oh, they was jealous. They did that to him because they didn't want to see him win, in which may be partially true. But you got to remember, his ops do not care what he did. Actually, they're probably happy that they caught him when they caught him and knowing that he had things going on for himself, right? So I say that because just understand when you become successful or whatever it is you're doing outside of the streets, if you was a big factor in the streets, it's going to catch up to you. Whether it's tomorrow, a month from now, year or years, at the end of the day, if you was an active participant in the streets, it don't matter how much success you get. You can't be outside lacking or acting like people forgot what you did in the streets if you was in fact putting in pain. And unfortunately, I don't think he understood that.
Blood Money's cousin and manager, Ronaldo Hess, also chimed in, agreeing with sentiments that he became a target because of jealousy.
Police say around 9:30 last night, the two were shot in the 5600 block of South Elizabeth Street. Hess was there visiting his family. Friends and family say he just returned from Los Angeles, where he signed a contract with Interscope Records. Hess was recently featured in one of rapper Chief Keef's hit songs. The two were also cousins. A relative says she believes Hess was targeted out of jealousy.
Reports state that Blood Money was driving a brand new Cadillac Escalade, and it was known he had received a big check, which they estimate to be as much as $100,000 from his record label deal. Family and friends went on to state that even though he had enough money to move away, Hess, aka Blood Money, wanted to stay close to his roots.
See? That's how it always happens, right? These guys, for some reason, they got enough money to leave. Here he is. I don't think he was on any type of restraints from the law. No parole, no probation, none of that. But like his family said, he just wanted to stay close. But if you are the breadwinner, you know you got a target on your back. You know Chicago is a war zone. You're in LA. Stay in LA. Look at Chief Keef. He don't ever touch foot back in Chicago. He don't care whether friends, family, whoever. If y'all want to see that man, y'all got to go to LA with him. That's how he move. And whether people think it's weak, scary, whatever you think it is, it has proven to help him, and he has outlasted almost every last one of his counterparts from doing exactly what he did. Whether he's escaping jail, death, no matter what it is, he's definitely one of the last men standing and one of the most successful. So that should tell you something.
Unfortunately, those plotting on his end didn't see the decision as noble as he did. With the deed done, investigators were on the scene and found upwards of a dozen shell casings at the scene of the crime. In fact, the scene was so bullet-ridden, officers were having a rough time marking off the spread of the casings. Blood Money fell into the trap in the gang culture that has been the premise for many talents to lose their lives. The goal is to make it out, but if you make it out and move away from the neighborhood as you should, then your authenticity is questioned and discredited. So many return to the same neighborhood they wish to be away from due to pride and ego, only to be snuffed out in the end. It's a perpetual cycle that continues to take rather than give. Neighbors echo the same reasoning, stating he was representing the hood. The exact words were, he wasn't one of those types where he felt as like he made it and he was too good for us.
That he wasn't one of those types whereas he felt like he made it and he was too good for us. He was right here with us still. Day before yesterday. That's how he got last night, because he represented his hood.
See, and that's what holds us back, right? And shout out to her. Maybe she don't know. But the fact that you have people encouraging that behavior of not leaving the hood, that's a problem. You supposed to have somebody there like, yo, listen, I know you love us. I know whatever the case may be. We don't need you back here. We do not need you to come back here because you are a target. Now just think, what if he had one of his kids with him, right? What if he had one of his loved ones, whether it was his mother, his sister, somebody that was next to him when them shots went off? So not only is he a target, but everyone becomes a target that's around him because of whatever he may have did in the streets, or it may have just been jealousy. But at the end of the day, he had no business coming back to Chicago. I don't care what nobody says.
This pushes people to feel like if they don't return to the hood that caused so much pain, loss, and restrictions on their life, that they now fall into a type that's classified as fake, or in street lingo, not real. Those close to him felt the pain from his loss, but those that were involved in a feud with the rapper took pleasure in disrespecting his demise, which led to speculation that their affiliate was responsible for Blood Money's hit. One rival by the name of Wooski, in his song Computers Remix, would recite the lyrics, "I'm leaning off this Blood Money, I can't even see straight," implying that he was smoking on Blood Money. Another rival by the name of FYB J Main, who featured on Wooski's song, Back from the recited the lyrics, "Long live KI, I be sipping Blood Money," insinuating the same as Wooski.
Now, this is why when I say certain things about J-Main, a lot of people say, oh, you're not pushing peace, or oh, you're part of the problem. No. We're talking about reality here. J-Main in his prime, in his heyday, did enough dissing to where there's people that don't forget that. No matter how much peace he want to push now. People remember that it was a time when they were grieving and had to watch J-Main, as well as others, sit there and taunt their deceased loved one. People don't forget that feeling. So you may be over it, but that don't mean they're over it. And they may just want to do something to you behind it.
But this time, he associated Blood Money's hit to an affiliate by the name of KI. This caused confusion as to who they were referring to, as there were two notable people that went by the name KI that lived that dangerous lifestyle. The first being Jakira Barnes, aka the female assassin, and the other being Mob KI. But given how close Wooski and FYB J-Main were with STLKI, the fingers pointed to her being responsible for Blood Money's hit. Her name became the main suspect, gaining credit for the shooting of Blood Money, and soon it would be added to her other list of alleged lives that she took. His cousin, Chief Keef, would respond to all the rumors that were floating around at the time of Blood Money's passing with a subtle and cryptic message. The cops were unable to capture a suspect, but by word of the underworld of the streets, everything seemed to point towards KI. That became even more supported when she was gunned down just 3 days after he passed on April 11th, 2014, leading people to speculate that it was retaliation for Blood Money.
But neighbors say Barnes and a friend were walking along the sidewalk when a gunman started firing.
When the bullet hit, it was so powerful she fell on the step.
Residents who do not want to be identified say Barnes fought to live, but had been shot at least 9 times.
In the jaw, in the neck, and in the chest, and in the leg. 9 times, they said.
Barnes was transported to Northwestern.
Those speculations.
Now think about it, right? She didn't stand a chance. And there was a lot, I'm talking about a lot of rumors behind KI. Whether she did these bodies or whether she didn't, her life was mirrored behind a lot of rumors. So I guess she had to live up to that hype or whatever it was. But some say that she wasn't even the person that social media made her out to be.
Relations held their weight until a past Chicago gang affiliate by the name of J Hood got on an interview on April 25th, 2022, and stated 2 gang members by the name of T. Roy and King Von were the ones responsible for taking Blood Money's life.
I ain't out here seeing talking on my ass like you do, bro. Folks them T-Roy and Von that nigga.
The 2 were known to be a devious pair among both affiliates and rivals before they both lost their lives to the streets as well. That sparked the trail back around the time Blood Money lost his life, and a tweet was found by King Von just days after he said, "I'm King Von of O Block and I run shit." Many state that this is him hinting to having a hand in taking Blood Money out and asserting his dominance online. Then, his affiliate from O Block also started disrespecting Blood Money's passing, saying that they're sipping on Blood Money, further drawing ties that their comrade King Von and T. Roy, who both were widely associated and respected in O Block, were the ones responsible.
Smoking Johnny and sipping on blood.
King Von would later pen some lyrics that would become part of the song Evil Twin, featuring fellow Chicago native and hip-hop superstar Lil Durk. The lyrics in question were, "And my homie thinking I popped his cousin. Well, oh well." It's speculated it was directed towards Chief Keef and Blood Money and addressing his name being tied into Blood Money's hit. To this day, no arrests.
Now, here's the crazy part about that situation, right? Y'all know the quote where they say 2 things could be true at the same time? This is one of those where it can't. And I say that because if they're saying that King Von is the one behind the unaliving of Blood Money, and maybe the unaliving of KI was get back for Blood Money, how would that make sense? Right? Because they also say that King Von allegedly may have been behind the death of KI as well. So it's like one thing got to be true when the other thing got to be false, and vice versa. He either had something to do with Blood Money or KI, or he had something to do with KI and not Blood. Who knows? I don't know.
Have been made. But everyone that has been rumored to be responsible also lost their lives to the same gun. It's just a repeating cycle that will never stop.
All right, y'all. So that's pretty much it, man. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about the passing of Blood Money? A lot of people don't know of Blood Money unless you was like one of the guys that knew about the drill culture earlier on. But a lot of these new drill guys, they don't know too much about Blood Money. But for the ones that do, man, you know that Blood Money played a significant role, especially when it comes to the uprising of Chief Keef. Like I said before, the whole Glow Boys and the logo and everything, he played a major part in that. And to this day, that whole brand is still successful. So he left his mark, man, and every time Chief Keef gets the opportunity, he lets it be known. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating Faces YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.